joined by Katie Halper, and we're going to talk to her about Elena Kagan a little bit. Katie, how are you?
Good. You?
Awesome. Okay. So it looks like she's sailing through to confirmation. Well, what do you think about that?
I'm thrilled because she is a total role model for me as a woman and as an Upper West Sider. So I have a lot invested in her confirmation hearings.
Other than as Upper West Sider,
I'm very disenfranchised usually.
Is that right? Okay.
For being an Upper West Sider, yeah. I'm voiceless until now.
Okay, finally you found a voice.
Exactly.
And that will represent the people in the Upper West Side of New York City. What do you think about her positions? Do you think she's a real progressive or no?
I mean, it's hard to tell. It's always so depressing when you have to defend people from Republicans in the mainstream by saying things about them that actually aren't good. Like, I wish that Obama's health care had been socialist, and I have to kind of say, don't worry, it's not socialist. So it's kind of similar in that in order to appease Republicans and the mainstream, you have to kind of highlight how much progressives suck and how unprogressive they are.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell, because she clearly has to play up her non-progressive chops.
She does.
Because she already has the Dems on board, right?
Right. I hear you on that, and they just, every question, that's not fair, but a lot of the questions she was asked, I should say, she says, no, I'm with you. Oh, gun rights, that's a settled issue. Yeah, everybody gets to have a gun. No question about that. Et cetera, et cetera. But nobody's asked her to defend progressive positions. And isn't that part of the problem that nobody ever fights for progressive positions? Right.
No, it is, and it's kind of complicated though because you of course want people to have substantive confirmation hearings, but why does it have to start with a woman from our side or someone from our side? Like, can't they put a Republican through that process, a Republican nominee?
Well, Jeff Sessions was asked about that, and he's like, well, look, that was a Republican president. Of course, I was going to say. So.
I did love Lindsey Graham's comment today about how Alito and Roberts are activist judges. He didn't use that word. He said that they had agendas, whatever the plural is.
I'm pretty sure it's not agendai.
I know.
That sounds fun.
It sounded good, though, right?
Yeah.
People will remember me for that, if for nothing else.
Agendai sounds like some solar system in Star Trek or something. Oh, they're from the Agendai district.
Exactly.
Okay.
Agendizimi is if we wanted to make it sound Italian, which I'm sure we did. But I thought that was kind of amazing. Like, he was just coming out of the activist judge closet, basically saying, like, these guys were total right-wingers, so can't you admit that you're a progressive?
Mm-hmm. And, but on the other hand, he's kind of right. Why can't Elena Kagan just say, damn straight I'm a progressive? What are you going to do about it, tough guy?
Well, I don't know, because I'm unclear as to how much that could actually derail her nomination process.
I'm unclear on it too. I mean, what, you can't be a liberal and get on the court?
Well, it was really funny because do you remember when Alito, when they were asking him about Roe v. Wade?
Mm-hmm.
Chuck Schumer, it was so funny because Chuck Schumer was like, so what's your position on Roe v. Wade? And because Chuck Schumer's like has a thick New York accent, and Alito has the thick New Jersey one.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just going back and forth, and he was like, I can't really specify. I'm not at liberty to say. And Schumer's like, all right, I don't even know why I'm asking you. Like, I knew you wouldn't answer anyway. Like, I don't even know what the problem was. But they sounded like these old, like, grandmas fighting in Florida or something. But he wouldn't say what his position on Roe v. Wade was, right? And then the reason we found out his position, which was not a surprise, I mean, everyone basically knew, right, was because his mom, Rose Alito, told I forget which newspaper, but she was like, of course he's pro-life.
So should we go find Elena Kagan's aunts and uncles and try to figure out
her living relatives, yeah. I think we should. I was a big Roberts fan just because I was a big fan of his musical theater past.
Oh, really? Is he in musical theater?
He was in, he played Peppermint Patty, which is a female role, in his high school production of You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown.
Okay, no. Katie Halper's with Laughing Liberally. Okay, now, I don't know if you're messing with me or not.
Oh, no, I'm telling you the truth. I swear, everything I've said so far is true. The mom really outed her son, outed Alito. as being anti-choice, and Roberts really played Peppermint Patty, and it makes sense because he studied under Rehnquist, right?
Right.
And Rehnquist was really into musical theater. Did you know about why he had the extra stripes, the gold stripes on his robe?
No.
Because he saw it was based on a character, a fairy judge character in Iolanthe or Eon. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's some musical, and the character appears that way. So he was inspired by that.
That's almost like saying he's wearing it because he saw Barbara Streisand wearing it.
No, basically it kind of is though. It really is, and he also, I think he was like really. He's kind of my favorite. I think Supreme Court justice, just in terms of his biography.
Why so?
Nixon thought he was a Jew. Apparently, he said to someone, he's like, "Who's that Jew, Renchberg? He dresses like a clown."
Well, he was right about that.
Yeah, he did. He
One out of two.
What do you say?
1 out of 2. He wasn't a Jew, but he did dress like a clown.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Okay. So did he appoint him before or after he realized he was not Jewish?
I'm going to have to go with after. I'm going to say after.
Knowing Nixon, I'm not surprised by that.
Right? Yeah.
Did you know that Rahm Emanuel was a ballerina before?
I did know that, and I wish he had stuck to that career choice, or he had gone with that career choice.
Katie, here's what I'm going to ask you to do, because if you can do this, I think you're going to get famous off of it. Everybody's going to be ecstatic about it. If you could find an old tape of Rahm Emanuel doing ballet.
That would be amazing, right?
And we could put it on our YouTube channel. Oh, it's over.
All right, I'm going to look for it. I'm going to talk to every ballet choreographer and rabbi between here and Jerusalem.
Between there and the Upper East Side.
And the upper, exactly. I'm going to straddle the uppers, the west and east. I actually, you know what? Speaking of Young Turks, I hosted a Turkish person this week in my apartment.
How'd that work out for you?
It was great. It was a move to kind of reconcile in light of the flotilla
situation.
Exactly. It was called Adopt a Turk Week. No, I met a bunch of people from this program I did. On international nonviolent conflict, stayed with me after the program. So I had someone from Egypt, someone from Turkey. Now I'm going to definitely be on an FBI list. I hope I don't bring down your show.
Okay, by the way,
me.
I love the idea of hosting a Turk on Nonviolent Week.
Yeah, it was great.
There's a lot of irony there. All right, we're out of time. Katie, where can people find you?
Oh, katiehalper.com, livingliberally.org. I'm performing next week at the Tank on the 7th and 14th, but katiehalper.com is where everything is.
All right, sounds good.
Everything in the world is.
All right, Young Turks.